All right, we're going to do some Sumibrush drawing today and some pen drawing probably as well. First step is to walk you through materials. What you see in front of you here is a sheet of Lennox 100. That's one of the papers I had you buy. By all means, not the only paper that works. It's just a nice drawing paper. It should take the ink fairly well. One of the caveats on this assignment is do not do it on newsprint. It does not work well. It bleeds way too much to be under control. Another thing you might try if you really get into this kind of drawing is you could buy yourself a roll of rice paper, or you can go out and buy a number of thin Japanese papers that were meant for ink drawing. I have also found that parchment and vellum work very well. So those are, if you buy real parchment or real vellum, they're technically not paper. They're treated animal skin, but in any case, they do take ink fairly well and fairly precise. It's what they were made for. Now, next step, tools of the trade. Step number one, Sumibrush. Actually comes in a variety of sizes. I have a great big fat one like this. It's a little old, so it's flared a little bit. And there's some smaller ones, look something like this. All right. For the purpose of our assignment, I don't care what size you get. I mean, you can get some that have bristles bigger than my thumb. Not really necessary for what we're working on. I keep a variety here to play with different scales. I don't like the smallest one for the most part. You'll see why as we work, just the control of the mark. So Sumibrush or Sumi. It's a calligraphy brush is what it is. I'm also going to play with a reed pen. This is not a highly technology kind of thing. This is basically a piece of bamboo with a pen tip carved to it. You should be able to find it in most art supply stores. If not, if you can find a piece of bamboo, carve one. If you find a Sumibrush that's actually made of bamboo reed, you can always carve the other end in. I used to have one that did that, just don't have it. You might also try this tool if you like precision. This is a standard staff pen, sometimes called a calligraphy pen. I put the very basic tip in it. I'm trying to get that in front of the screen there. And these tips removed, you can usually buy them in a kit. I don't like the big kit because the tips just make fancy marks. If you're into calligraphy and you have one, that's great. I like this one. This is the old speedball shaped one. There's a shorter staff one was made by Hunt. Just a straighter tip, but I like the configuration of this just because it holds to my hand a little nicer. The next tool is ink. Now, you can go out and spend a whole bunch of money and buy some really nice Sumi ink. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. It's rich. And this one's in liquid. You can also buy them in a bar that you then just dab a little water on and they loosen up the ink that way. You don't need to buy the expensive ink. You can buy a small bottle of black drawing waterproof ink. That's what this is. I think this one, I just bought this one yesterday. I think it cost me $5, $4 or $5, something like that. It wasn't expensive. There is something I'm going to point to, and you're not going to see this on screen. This bottle is shaped so that it can't spill. That's why it's bottom heavy. It also has an eyedropper to fill fountain pens. Totally useless for what we're going to do, but okay. What I'm going to show you, though, is a number of bottles aren't shaped like that. They're ordinary square bottles, and if that's the case, here's how you manage them. What I want you to do is set that bottle where you're going to dip into the inkwell. Treat it like an inkwell. Take a roll of masking tape or your drafting tape and do this. It's a simple trick, because if your masking tape is there, your bottle can't fall all the way over. You see that? No matter what you do, no matter how goofy you are, it won't spill. Helpful beyond belief. So if you're going to work from a bottle that's not shaped like an inkwell like that, and most of them aren't, then throw the roll of masking tape over. Likewise, you're going to need a cup of water. See this? This cup's for drinking. If you fill this with water, the odds are about 50-50 that you're going to spill it in the process of doing the drawing. Get a flat container. If you watch videos, and there are a bunch of them I've attached here, they have these very nice porcelain cups, plates, and things that they mix water in. You don't need to go spend money. Here's what I use. I like blue cheese on my salad, so I have lots of these things in my studio. And they work very nicely for holding good old H2O. Yeah, it's just faster to pour from the bottle than to run to the sink, so I leave some water in a pan like that. Okay? That's how we manage that. I need water to rinse my brush out with. All right. One other tool, very important tool. You can't buy this in just any art supply store. You do have to go outside, though. I need you to get a stick. See this stick? It's beautiful. It's got like moss dried on it and stuff. It's been dead for a while. It's really a gorgeous stick. It's going to be perfect for the assignment. All right. That's what you're going to go get.